guys, Drewski here, and today we're going to be talking about all the new gear that is in ArmA 3 Apex. There is some crazy stuff that is on Csat soldiers and CTRG soldiers now, and as well as a lot of reskins to current camos and new backpacks and new helmets. So first off, let's look at this guy. This is the highlight of the show here. This is the Csat Special Operations Viper Team soldier now, and as you can see, the helmet is definitely the highlight of this. He has an insane thermal vision and night vision goggle helmet, as well as it has Type 5 armor, so you can take rifle shots directly to the face and survive, which is insane. But it is balanced by a bulletproof-less vest and also a bulletproof-less backpack. So do note that if you shoot them in the chest, that is their weak spot. But their helmets are definitely one of the most powerful helmets in the game now, and also pack in some new features, as in thermal vision. So let's just turn on thermal vision and show you guys what it is like and how the thermal shielding camos also help a lot. So this is a suit that is thermal shielding for the Csat faction. Over here is a guy that's standard CTRG soldier. If you guys played ArmA, you've already played as probably one of these guys, but you probably haven't played as these guys. And these guys are thermal shielding suit wearing guys, and they pretty much only the only thermal signature they really emit is from their eyes. So if they were wearing goggles or something, he'd be totally covered. But for this example, I'm just going to show you this. As you can see, the black hot of this thermal vision definitely shows the heat of that soldier right there. If we had white hot, it'd be a little bit easier to see. But you can definitely see the heat coming off of that soldier, except for his vest and his helmet, because those are solid pieces. And then we go over to here, and he's almost invisible with the terrain around him. Yes, the lighting is a little bit different because the sun might be making him warmer on one side, while he's colder on the other side, more matching the ground. But it's definitely a difference where you see, okay, that's a big contrast, and that is a little tiny speck on his face that I can see. So it's definitely worth it maybe to wear goggles when you're wearing these suits, but this guy just is going to be a lot more effective, even if he's not wearing goggles, at hiding in the forest compared to this guy. Definitely with the color difference as well. That guy's wearing brown, that guy's wearing green. But that is the new thermal shielding camo, which is really cool stuff. We're going to go back in the arsenal now, and we're going to show you all the new helmets that are in ArmA 3 Apex. So we can go all the way up, and we pretty much see there are new assassin helmets. So if we're going into basic CTRG soldiers, we probably aren't going to be wearing this. We're probably going to be wearing something like the, where is it? Fatigues, just normal Csat. So this pretty much just transferred him into a normal Csat soldier. But as you can see, we definitely have reskins of both the CTRG Fatigues and the new I keep saying CTRG, the Csat Fatigues and the Csat helmet. These are both just going to be in the new tropical green hex camo, and that definitely is a functional camo over the hex camo, which didn't really work as well in Altus and Stratus in my opinion, but green hex will definitely work really well in Tanoa, because it's just a lot better of a color scheme. I think it matches the terrain a little bit better. But yeah, that's really cool stuff. We get to look at also, if we scroll down, we also get to look at the new helmets for NATO faction. These are just tropical camo. They're pretty much the same exact helmets. They just have a multicam kind of green version of the multicam camo. I don't exactly know what the multicam green is called. I think it's Tropic, right? I think it's actually called Tropic. But so this is an MTP version of Tropic. So there's an enhanced combat helmet. As we go down, we can actually look at the military caps that are in Tropic now, and also the green hex military caps for officers and such. We have a new protector helmet, which is also in the green hex camo for Csat. As we go down, we get into the special purpose helmets, which there's a green hex version and there's a hex version. So these things are Type 5 armor. They actually can take a rifle bullet to the head and survive, which is just insane. These are going to be just crazy compared to most helmets in the game. As you can see, the stealth combat helmet isn't even as protective in ballistic protection and explosive resistance as the special purpose helmet, and this is still one of the best helmets in the game so far. Let's look at this compared to an enhanced combat helmet. Ooh, actually, enhanced combat helmet actually has a little bit more ballistic protection than this helmet, which is interesting. I guess it's because this is a combat helmet underneath. But this does have a hitbox for that that big shield in front of his face. So if you shoot at their chin or at their nose, you're probably not going to hit them. You're probably going to hit the shield in front of their face. But a rifle bullet will probably strike through and be able to hit them in the head and probably kill them anyways. So let's go into the uniforms now. There are a few new uniforms as well as a lot of reskins. There's Bandit Clothes, which these are more civilian bad guy clothes pretty much. Let's take off the vest so we can see this a little bit clearer. But here are the Bandit Clothes, as you can see. Let's take off the backpack too. Boom. Okay. So these are the civilian clothes, the third time, and these are going to be bandits. These are going to be bad guys. This guy isn't even wearing shoes. Like, you know, he's pretty hardcore if he's not going to wear shoes today. Like, you know that he doesn't even care. He walked outside, he wants to kill you. He's not going to put shoes on. He doesn't care. He's going to walk through the jungle after you with no shoes on. This guy has a scary skull face on the front of his shirt. And there's a lot of more bandit suits that are pretty much just really kind of Minutemen suits. They just walked out of their house, grabbed a gun, and went and gone. And as you can see, casual clothes just for civilians as well as new. We go down, we get to the combat fatigues, which are the multicam tropic, kind of MTP tropic versions. We continue going down, we get to the CTRG uniforms, which are these are the normal vanilla ones, and I just want to show you these in comparison to the new CTRG stealth uniforms. Sorry, this is actually, oh yeah, this is the stealth uniform. I almost got mixed up there. But big difference between the two. This one's all dusty and also doesn't have that camouflage on it that has the thermal shielding. This one has the thermal shielding, which looks really cool. Also gives it kind of a rubbery finish, which is kind of cool, as well as just gives it a really nice collar that kind of goes up. You kind of popped his collar a little bit, zipped it up all the way, which is kind of cool. As we go down, though, we get into the CTRG urban uniform. These are just the basic units that aren't stealth units. So this is the new CTRG uniform for just urban environments and stuff. Has a little bit more gray and green of texture, maybe better for buildings or something. And then we can get down to the t-shirt versions and such. But as we go down, we get into the fatigues that are green hex for Csat. This is just a reskin as well. But excuse me. Also, we get to the jungle fatigues, or full ghillies. I read fatigues over here. I read that fatigues. But we get to the full ghillies for jungles. The NATO variant actually is a little bit tan, which I was kind of worried about. Maybe if you're standing up, you might get seen a little bit easier, but your arms should cover your chest. Maybe your legs will be under foliage or something, so hopefully that doesn't make an actual balancing difference. But the CSET camo definitely has a little bit more of an advantage of staying in bushes a little bit better. But then we have the new police camouflage, which is just a standard uniform. We've seen these before. We've seen these 3D models before. They're just reskinned. This t-shirt is a new model, though. I think that's actually a black model from the gorilla outfit. Yep, it is. So it's the same model from the gorilla outfit, just reskinned a little bit. We also go into the green hex standard ghillie suit and the tropic ghillie suit. These are just the standard ghillie suits, so if you don't have the marksman DLC, you can still use these. You might not actually have that tan disadvantage with these ghillie suits, which is kind of funny. We also have officer fatigues hex, which we've seen before, recon fatigues tropic. We also have a little bit more civilian clothes as well, which is the sport clothes, sport summer, and we also have the Syndicate uniform. These are the rebels that are all going to be kind of in the game now. They are militias that are going to be pretty well armed as well. But also we have the new special purpose suit, which is the Csat one I showed you earlier, and the hex version of that suit. We don't really have a thermal shielding suit for NATO that is also in desert camo like the Csat one has right here, which is kind of interesting. But I hope they add that in later on. We can go down to vests. The only new vest they have is the new tactical chest rig right here and the new police vest. So they have pretty much a pretty similar police vest, but this one has the new name on the back. I don't even know how to say that. But then also we have a few reskins for current vests like this green, like LBV harness, for example. We also have the tactical chest rigs, which are just really nice. I do think these are an improvement over the normal chest rigs. If you go up and look at these ones are kind of blurry and blocky and kind of a pretty rough 3D, I don't know, model right there. But then if we go to the tactical chest rigs, it's a little bit refined, a little bit more realistic to real life chest rigs because it does have that molly webbing. You can tell it's kind of a flat carrier. Yeah, you can see the molly webbing right there. This one is just a basic chest rig that doesn't really have any of that webbing. It's just a really simple put it on and go. It's no customization. This one actually does have a little bit more realistic taste to it, which I like a little bit better. So that is all the new vests, I believe. If we go into backpacks, we have some new backpacks. We have the Bergen backpacks. These are huge. These are biggest backpacks in the game. They're bigger than the carry-alls. Let's just, for example, the load is almost at like 95%, I'd say. If we go to carry-alls, the load is like 60%. So you can definitely tell that you're going to be carrying a lot more, but it's a lot heavier of a backpack than most backpacks. I honestly wonder why these were put in and what you're going to be carrying with these, because these are going to be slowing you down a lot with the current stamina system. So hopefully we get maybe an improvement on the stamina system. I know it's definitely improved over what it was beforehand, but it still isn't great in my opinion. I still like playing it disabled just because it really isn't realistic to my taste. But I do wonder how this will work with the current stamina system, because I feel like just walking up any steep hills in Tanoa with these backpacks is going to kill you. But we also have a new Csat version, which is the Viper harness. We have a Viper harness and a Viper harness light. The light version just doesn't have pouches on the side, so you can see the difference here between these two versions. Here, I'll make it olive just so you can tell it a little bit easier. As you can see, the light harness doesn't have those pouches on the side as much, but it's definitely another big harness. It's not as big as the carry-all, but it is a very lightweight harness. So that's a kind of balance between let's say a kit bag and a carry-all, is that this is the middle ground between a kit bag and a carry-all backpack. You can get it right here at the Viper harness for a little bit less weight as well. But yeah, that is most of the gear. I think hopefully I didn't miss anything. Oh, there is some new faceware. There's tactical balaclavas, some goggle versions, some Csat variants and such that are just pretty basic stuff right there. That is pretty much it, though. I do think that's pretty much it. There's also a laser designator khaki, which doesn't really have a picture yet. There's also a green hex variant. Let's look at everything else, make sure there's nothing else. I don't really think there should be down here. Oh, there's CTRG camos or patches. Let's go to a CTRG outfit so we can get that. Okay, so there's new CTRG patches, which there's a NATO variant. There's also 15, 14, and this is standard CTRG, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I think that's all the gear. I hope I didn't really miss anything, because that was a lot of stuff to cover. But I hope you guys liked the video. That is pretty much going over all the new gear. I'm really excited to see all the new thermal vision stuff happening, and really how that's going to change the game in a nutshell, because really that seems like something that's really going to change gameplay in most things like Wasteland or King of the Hill. I wonder if that will be allowed in those game modes, because it can be game breaking, to be honest. Like, it is totally a more powerful object that's going to be only available to those people that are very into the game, very, like, you know, a few hours into a DayZ mod like Epoch or something in ArmA 3, compared to the people who just spawned in. You know, it's not going to give them thermal goggles, but I feel like admins are going to be using this all the time. So I'm interested in seeing how it's going to be balanced in the game, and how it's going to work. But definitely still really exciting stuff. I'm really excited for the co-op campaign. I don't know about you guys, but that seems really cool to me. So guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully I didn't miss anything, and I will see you guys next time. Oh, hello, buddy! We made it! No, this can't happen. No! Yeah, get him, buddy! Contact, man! 20! Oh my god! Slow down! Oh,